next smartwatch review. Today we have the MG02, otherwise branded as the North Edge CR02 smartwatch. Now this just came in the mail today, and let me tell you a little story while I'm doing the unboxing here. I kind of accidentally became a smartwatch reviewer way back in the day when I was in search of my first fitness tracker. That was the Amigo fitness tracker. I kept my eye on the market, bought that one, did a review. It was a completely frustrating experience and a completely frustrating company to work with, but I found an interest amongst people in watching that review of that device, and ever since then I've been looking for a reasonable device to track my kayak works out and exercises in the gym, and it's kind of led to a never-ending search for such a device. But I'm going to show you what comes out of the box. You get the watch itself, the user manual, which looks, let me take a peek inside. Okay, it looks legible, easily readable, English across the top. Print's a little bit small, but not bad. It's got a charging cable here that's magnetic that will click on the back. Now, this watch was actually suggested to me from a viewer of my YouTube smartwatch reviews. They said, would you please review the North Edge CR02? So I went and found out it's the same as this MG02. These Chinese companies just somehow kind of brand them as under different brand names and makes and models sometimes. And I went out and bought this with my own money, and with my own money I mean your money, the ad revenue generated from my YouTube channel. And that can only happen by you watching my videos, liking them, subscribing, or interacting in some way. So I turn this on, the display comes on. I'm going to swipe from right to left here. There's SP02, let's see. Yeah, it's got the red diode here on the back, which is nice. It's a beautiful looking watch if we spin it around and look at the body of it. It's got a built-in microphone and speaker here. It does Bluetooth calling when tethered to your phone. This thing, well, it's got GLONASS GPS, and that's the reason I really wanted to review this, because I don't review too many GPS watches. So when my viewer asked for me to review this one, I was happy to go out and buy it, because by doing these reviews, that ad revenue, I just invest right back into the channel to buy more of these so I can bring you these reviews. And that just helps support my business. I've got a high-end kayaking business. I make high-end racing and fitness kayaks. Check me out at davethekayaker.com. But this has the GPS built in. It's got Bluetooth calling. It will do air pressure and altitude, and it's got a compass built in. It will do a continuous heart rate monitor. It's got sleep tracking, multiple sports modes, a 1.39 inch screen. It's 360 by 360 pixel resolution. It's IP68 waterproof. It will do blood oxygen saturation. It's got a 430 milliamp hour battery. So just by pressing and holding the watch faces here, you kind of see the ones here by default. Let's go back around. I spotted one that I really like. That one right there. I like the looks of that. So I'm going to go charge this thing up, wear it for several days, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review that you'll see in its entirety in just a few seconds through the magic of editing. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, so I've been wearing this watch for several days now, and I'm here to run you through the features and I'll tell you what I think. First of all, it's got plenty of watch faces on here, okay? And some of these actually have the compass there, and you'll see as you turn or spin the watch, it will tell you what direction you're facing, okay, in degrees on the compass. So that is pretty cool. I customized a watch face to answer this question. Yes, you can make custom watch faces. I just threw a picture of my dog on there and added the time, battery life, and some steps and the date up at the top there. But there are plenty of default ones in here. There are plenty more in the app that you can download to the watch. So odds are you'll find one that you like. If I swipe from right to left, This gets you into your Bluetooth calling. When connected with your phone via Bluetooth, you can make and receive calls right from the watch. It's got a speaker and microphone built in, and that works just fine. I've made calls. Call quality is really good. One thing I like is when you're in a call, you can adjust the volume right on the watch itself, okay? So, yeah, there's a call I made earlier. It works just fine. Oops, I'm calling it. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and call it again. And you can see an actual call as it happens. And here is the volume control on the watch, and of course you can hang up. So yeah, calling works, and we keep swiping. We get our step count for the day along with a estimated kilocalorie burn and an estimated distance. This is your heart rate in beats per minute. I find this to be fairly accurate. Here's your blood oxygen saturation, or SpO2. You will notice this has both the green and the red diode. It'll do your VO2 max, which I don't actually ever measure that on myself. Here is your last movement or workout, and I can go to more here. This was a workout I did, and I'll show you that in the app, okay? But that was a kayak paddling workout that I did. But this does not have kayaking mode in it, so I told it I was going for a run. Now this watch does have GLONASS GPS built in. Right now this is selling on AliExpress for $35.85. That makes it one of the most affordable GPS smartwatches you can find. It'll give you your sleep, it will give you your weather, and it will give you the upcoming entire week. Okay, so the current and future. And one thing that's kind of annoying here is when you turn the watch off and turn it back on. I had my unit set to Fahrenheit, but this goes back to centigrade. And I've also noticed when I turn the watch off and back on again, even though I'm in 12-hour time, it reverts back to 24-hour time. So every time I turn the watch off and turn it back on again, I've got to sync it with the app to get my units back to where I want them. Okay, so carrying on through the screens here, there's your last movement, and now I just synced it and it switched it back to miles for me instead of kilometers, my sleep, and now it's gone back to Fahrenheit. But what I had to do was sync it with the app to get back to those units. It's a minor annoyance, but you know, assuming you're going to sync with your app fairly often anyways, it's not that big of a deal. There's your weather forecast for the entire upcoming week, pretty much. And you can add a different screen on here if you wish, a different tile. Here is your air pressure, which is kind of neat. It's got that air pressure and altitude. And here's the compass feature. And this is really cool to have on a smartwatch. So if you're an orienteering type person or an outdoors person and you're still using maps and whatnot, this will give you your direction and act like a real compass. All right, let's go back. And that's pretty much it. If we swipe up, this gets you into your text messaging. Again, when tethered via Bluetooth with your phone, you can get your text messages right on your watch. This works well, no problems there. Let me press this button again to get back to the main screen. If I was going to press the bottom right button, that gets me into my sports modes, okay? So there's walking, running, treadmill, hiking, cycling, badminton, stair climbing, elliptical, rower, skipping, golf, and just kind of generic workouts. Now, like I said, for the outdoor activities, this does have GPS built in, which is nice. And it seems to work fairly well. If we swipe right, from left to right, we get to our call records from the main screen here, and that gives you access to your phone. Voice assist, you can get into your settings, find your phone, brightness, screen off time, language, sleep mode, dial. You can do dial switch would be changing the watch face itself, okay? Screen off time, you get the idea. Language, sleep mode, some information about the system, and this will tell you what it is. There you have it, MG02. So that's the watch we're looking at. So this gets you into your settings. You can change your vibration intensity, audio settings, and clear your call history if you wish. I'll go ahead and clear that. So fairly straightforward. If I press that top right button again, swipe down. This gets us into some additional settings. Here's where you would turn on Bluetooth to connect to your phone. All right, and you see that happening right there. And we can get into those same settings from this screen as well. Swipe down and you get to your settings there. So you will see here I have it on the brightest screen. Even at the lowest, it's fairly easy to read and see. I usually turn it all the way up for these reviews. Let's go look at the app. The app here is called ZD Fit or Z Delta Fit, F-I-T. It's a new app to me, but it's fairly straightforward. In the main screen, you get your progress bar for the day, and you can go back and look at previous days. Here's that kayak workout I did the other day, even though I called it running to turn on the GPS because there's no kayaking mode. It gives me my total distance, my average heart rate, average pace, number of steps, and minimum heart rate, maximum heart rate. Here's your pace. Here's my halfway point where I took a little rest, took some water, and then paddled back. So having a rest right in the middle of that workout makes perfect sense to me. It gives you your paces. It gives you your heart rate trace, minimum heart exercise, moderate heart rate zones, cadence, average stride. I like all of this. For a GPS watch, this is pretty cool. And it gives you little waypoints along your route here, and you can zoom in and zoom out to take a look at your trace, your GPS track. So that's all pretty good. And that's why I bought this watch to review, because it was a budget GPS watch. And that's kind of the main feature people will be looking at. You have your sleeping, and you can go back to previous days and weeks and months. This seems to be fairly accurate. There's your heart rate. There's your blood oxygen saturation, or SpO2. Okay. And that's about it. You have your movement track. You can run this from your phone as well. You can get into your report. There's that running workout again. Your equipment, you could change some settings. Here you see MG02. And you can turn on the notifications. A lot of people ask questions on this channel about getting notifications from their phone to the watch. And in a lot of these apps, this is where you have to go and enable which messages or notifications you want pushed to the watch. You get to pick and choose. So you have to turn them on for it to go to the watch. I generally turn all those off except for calls and SMS messages. All right, you can... there's your weather from your phone. That pushes to the watch as well. So it's fairly straightforward. Here's where you would set it to 12 or 24 hour time. Here's where you would change from metric to imperial, centigrade to Fahrenheit. Pretty straightforward app. Yeah, let's go back and look at the watch, and I'll give you my final opinions. So there you go, the MG02 or North Edge CR02. Hey, for a GLONASS GPS smartwatch with Bluetooth calling, air pressure, altitude compass, heart rate monitor, sleep tracking, and multiple sports modes. It's got a 1.39 inch 360 by 360 pixel screen. It's IP68 waterproof, SpO2, and it's got the 430 milliamp battery in it. I've been wearing it for several days, and the battery is still about 67% charged. So, hey, for $36 or less, I would say go check this one out. I'll drop a link to it on AliExpress. And until next time, stay healthy, be fit, and stay tuned, because I've got some more smartwatch reviews coming up very, very soon.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from DaveTheKayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.